Hi, and welcome to Retirement with Jim. Today we're going to talk about things to think about for retirement. So, retirement is not all just about money. It's what do you do with your time? You are transitioning from work to what life is going to be like in retirement. Have you thought about that? Are you ready for that? Have you planned for that? So it's funny because some people, after they retire, after a short period of time, they end up realizing, I want to go back to work. And it's amazing because a new study has showed that almost 50% of people go back to some form of work, whether it's to their former employer or finding some new type of work, that they want to do in retirement. It's the new retirement. It's different than what it used to be. People just simply retired and that was it. They went on to their retired life and they, never even imagined going and doing work again. Nowadays, people retire sooner, and people retire. They like to retire at an earlier age, and a lot of life left in them, a lot of enthusiasm. And so sometimes they're like, "Oh, what am I doing with my time? What am I doing?" And they, after a short period of time, they're like, "Wow, I'm kind of bored, and what am I going to do?" Because they didn't kind of plan for or fully imagine what their retirement life was going to be like. So it's important to know that it's not all about money. Quite often, it's so much more. So you got to plan for that. You got to plan for your time, what you're going to do, what you think your time is going to be spent. Whether it's traveling, finding something to do, but it's not always about money. But the next thing is your financial situation may change, so you may need to adjust. So some people that, as I previously just said about going back to work, they may need to either, one, reassess their budget, take a look at, where they're at, and can they, make an adjustment so that they can, of course, still live comfortably in retirement. And going back to work, and some people say, oh, well, it's not retirement if you're working. Retirement is uniquely different to everyone. It's, to your own. And so, having to possibly, go back to work, well, if you're only working 10 to 15, maybe 20 hours, but you're doing it on your own terms, your own time, your own schedule. Again, it may not feel like work to you. It may feel like, I'm getting to enjoy what I do and I have full control over it. So, there may be needs for people to adjust, and remembering that retiring is a process. So, first thing is you got the, shall we call it the honeymoon phase? You get the phase of that honeymoon where you are, in your first year, you're really enjoying your time. You're just loving every minute of it. Because it's a whole different experience, a whole different world. You don't have to work. You're really liking the fact that, you're just out there, doing your thing, and enjoying that. Excuse me. So, the honeymoon phase is a great time. That first year, you're just having the time of your life. But after a year, things will change. You'll get used to certain things. You'll look at certain things and kind of go, okay, maybe this was working for me. Maybe it's not working for me. Maybe you were getting enjoyment out of, all of your free time but maybe you're someone who likes more structure of your day and your time, and that's one reason that people end up kind of looking for part-time work, or you volunteer. You spend time volunteering. That's another great thing. If you're not looking for work, but you want something to do with your time, volunteering is a great way to give back to the community and help the community, and you get to you get to meet new people, make new friends, get to do something that you might find that you thoroughly enjoy. So volunteering is a great thing to do when you retire. Especially after you've been retired for a little bit of time. Now you've kind of maybe traveled, maybe you've gone a little bit weary of the traveling. You want to stay home, be closer to home base. That's a great time to volunteer your time for causes that you may like and that are something you look forward to. The next thing is it can be rewarding but challenging at the same time when it comes to retirement. It's rewarding to have that free time, that luxury to do what you want. But there are challenges to retirement. What do you do with your time? Is there stress from you have to readjust your budget? So it can be a really rewarding and great time, but also be a challenging time at the same time of things that you may encounter that suddenly you didn't have before. So it's something that causes you to kind of look at your retirement, reassess. What am I gonna do now? What am I wanting to do? Another aspect of retirement that isn't talked about too often, and that is being lonely. So after a while, all of your work friends have gone, and you are by yourself, and so you suddenly find yourself with more time with yourself, by yourself. And it's a fact of life that sometimes people really then get depressed because they are lonely and they miss that interaction, that social interaction that really helps your mental psyche, when it comes to, it's easy when you're at work because you're talking and, interacting with people all the time. And loneliness may not creep up right away, but it is something that does happen. So it's something to think about. And retiring is not all about you. If you are married or you have a partner, well, how does that affect them? Are they retired at the same time you're retired? Are they still working and you're retired and they're still in the work world? So it is, if you are married, you need to, or have a partner, you're together, you really need to discuss, everything about retiring and communicate. What's their thoughts? How, what do they feel about it? Because if you don't communicate, you might be surprised, hit with a surprise about something that they don't like that they may not have just readily said. So you want to be able to talk about, what it affects and what effects it plays on them. And believe me, it does. My wife and I talk all the time about everything that we do, and so we have good communication with each other. We are both retired, so we're on the same time schedule in that sense. But it just, in many of the conversations I have with my wife, it really drives home the fact that communication with a significant other is a really important thing to do and talk about, because retirement includes that. And you want to and need to be able to make sure that if you're wanting an enjoyable time in your retirement life, that you are communicating openly, about your desires and what their needs are and what their thoughts are and what they're happy with and what they may not be happy with, so that you can make that really work for you. And really the next thing is, don't wait to retire. And when I say that, it's like, enjoy your life. And if you want to really retire early, oh my God, go for it. You will love if you're well prepared and you're all set, then man, it's a wonderful life. As the old movie said. But enjoy and even if you're not ready to retire, and you're living your life now. Enjoy your life. Go out and do things right now that will make life more enjoyable. So don't let life pass you by in that sense, because nobody knows what tomorrow brings. None of us are guaranteed what tomorrow is. So if you like my content, please hit the like and subscribe button. And feel free to leave comments. I'm happy to answer them. So again, it's all about what is in your retirement life, things to think about and prepare for when you're getting ready to retire. So the things that are important is live your life now, have a great time while you're doing it, and go out, travel, do things that you can afford to do, and enjoy your life every day. Kind of a early retirement without retiring. And then, of course, remember, as much as retirement and money is an absolute important thing, number one thing when it comes to retirement. But keep in mind that retirement is not only just about money. So with that, I'm going to tell you, have a great day, and I will see you in the next one.